So now that you've completed the course, what to do with this now? We always want to emphasize that the importance is not to just have completed a course like if you're in school or at work with an assignment and then you're done. The important thing here is that this becomes lifelong practice. This is stuff you do every day. And especially with the breath, because we're just breathing all the time anyway, the more you can breathe in this slow, deep, smooth way, just the better things are. So you can use these practices anytime, anywhere. You could start to combine these. A lot of times what I do personally is, say for example, in the early morning, I'll start off with one of the energizing breathing practices, and then I'll combine that with one of the calming ones. What you'll notice is different people will connect to different types. Some of you might love the counting practices. Some people tend not to have to count. It gets them too much in their mind. Some might like the using the sounds, some don't. Go with what you like and also change things up. What I'd like to emphasize, what I say is you want to create a consistent practice, but you don't want to necessarily do the same thing over and over where it starts to become where you're not even paying attention and it just becomes something that you're doing mindlessly. So what I like to say is keep your practices consistent, but keep variety in your practices. Also, I want to emphasize is using different practices for different times of the day. So what do I mean by that is in the morning, a lot of times we want to energize, right? Kind of awaken up, hence wake up, right? So combine maybe some powerful, energizing breathing with a little bit of calming and then move into the rest of your morning. But in the evening, you don't want to do that, right? Because what we need to do in the evening is to relax and calm down before sleep. So then just use some calming breathing techniques. And as I said earlier, the lying down breathing meditations work really well for a kind of transition thing to do right before sleep. Remember also what I was saying about, imagine if you're in a public place, you're at work, you're on a bus, you're in some type of coffee shop, wherever. How do you do these things? Let's say you love doing the bee's breath, but you feel obviously too self-conscious, and it's true, it looks a little weird. Remember, you can do these things subaudibly. You could do very, very quiet, where only you hear it, almost like just a vibration, not even the sound. So be creative with this stuff. Start to create a consistent practice. What I always like to recommend is what I call like the sandwich philosophy. Start your day off, do something. End your day doing something. And then the whole middle of the day is like all your fillings for a sandwich. Just little bits, sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes a minute, sometimes 2 minutes. But just figure out a way to just make this a part of your life that's just integrated into how you do things day to day. So have a great journey and a great life. Thanks.